Hello and welcome to the Social Media Put Your Best Tweet Forward webinar. I am Barb Gettleman and I will serve as your technical producer and moderator this evening. This webinar will be presented by Claire Davis and will feature Claire, who is the Fraternity Social Media and Communications Specialist, as our guest speaker. Our goal this evening is for you to learn strategies to present yourself in a positive way on all social networks that you utilize. Before we start our presentation, let's take a moment to ensure that everyone is ready and familiar with the webinar control panel. On the right side of your screen, you'll see the attendee control panel, and on the left is the webinar viewer window. This viewer window will display the presenter screen when the webinar begins. The control panel can be minimized or expanded by clicking on the horizontal double arrow button in the upper left corner. Minimizing the panel allows a better view of the presentation. Take a moment to practice. There are a few features of the control panel that the attendee should know. First, be familiar with the Raise Your Hand button. This button is located along the left side of the control panel. It allows you to virtually raise your hand if you have a question or if you want to respond to a question being asked by the presenter this evening. Click this button to raise your hand now. Clicking again will lower your hand. Another important feature of the control panel is the questions pane. To submit a question at any time this evening, type it right into the question box. These may be questions related to the presentation or technical questions related to the GoToWebinar system. You may also be asked by Claire this evening to type your ideas or responses here as a part of an exercise during tonight's webinar. Please send a quick note in your questions pane now. Questions may be submitted at any time, ladies. These will be monitored and we will try to respond quickly if we see something that shouldn't wait until the Q&A period, such as making a clarification. During the webinar, you may be asked to respond to a polling question or a survey. Please take the time to participate as your input and ideas are valuable to the group. Be sure to pay attention and to interact as much as possible during this webinar. The quality of your experience depends on your attention and participation. Try to avoid the distractions of responding to email, checking Facebook, instant messaging, or working on other tasks at your computer. If you need to step away for a moment, do not close the GoToWebinar window, as you will be required to log in again if you wish to rejoin the session. If you experience problems with the audio, one possible solution is to use the conference call number and listen to the presentation using your telephone. Click the Use Telephone option in the audio pane of your control panel to view the conference call number. This webinar is being recorded and the online archive will be available to view on the CAPA website in approximately 2 weeks. Are there any questions? Seeing none, I would now like to hand the virtual microphone to Claire Davis. Claire?
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. And as Barb said, my name is Claire Davis, and I am Kappa Kappa Gamma Social Media and Communications Specialist. I am so excited to be here with y'all tonight, just to do a quick little chat about social media and how we can present ourselves in a positive way. So probably when you started, you were maybe using MySpace or Facebook or Twitter, and you were maybe just interested in sharing status updates and pictures or keeping in touch with family and friends or maybe just having fun. But now we do have to be aware of the fact that social media is public and the brand and reputation that we create for ourselves online can affect our relationships, jobs, and even other aspects of our lives. So I'm sure that everyone is familiar with what a brand is, but just in case, a brand is a name, symbol, term, or feature that identifies something and makes it distinct. We see different recognizable brands every day, from McDonald's to Apple to Nissan or Toyota. And so something to keep in mind is that your reputation is your own personal brand, and it's a brand that you must cherish. So on the screen right now, I have a message, or part of a message from our current NPC chairman, and I just want to give you the opportunity to read this really fast. All right, so keeping this in mind, we're going to move on to a quick YouTube video. And before we watch this, I just want you to know this is not supposed to be morbid, but more of a tongue-in-cheek look at what might happen to your very public online life when you die. All right. So, did the video make you think about any of the kinds of information that you're putting out? Probably so. And so, I just want to pause right now and see if anyone has any questions or comments so far. All right. Since I'm not seeing any questions or comments, we will move on. So now we can also talk about how we not only represent ourselves, but the fact that we represent everything that we are a part of, whether it's a sorority, fraternity, another student organization, our church, even our job. And TJ Sullivan calls this wearing your letters 24/7. Basically, what he says, you'll see on the screen, is from the moment you say yes to this organization, you are always wearing your letters. That doesn't mean, the t-shirts or sweatshirts you wear. It just means that everything you do is a direct reflection on the group that you're a part of. So that's something to also keep in mind as we're posting on Facebook and Twitter and the like. So what do we need to do to represent ourselves, our brand, and our organizations positively? I think one of the first things that we can keep in mind are some values, and I have some for you here. The first is kindness. Just consider your first impression. Make your first impression the same thing online as you would make it offline. The second thing is respect. Always remember the golden rule, always very important. And the third is responsibility. You're responsible for yourself and the organizations you represent. The fourth is learning, in which you learn and share with others. And the fifth is relationships. Be safe, don't add people that you don't know. Be just as safe online as you would offline. I think the next thing that we can keep in mind is a plan. It's always good to create a plan for anything. And Kappa's social media plan involves exciting, educating, entertaining, and engaging. We want our followers to have fun, to learn from us, to be social, because we are, after all, a social organization, and we want two-sided conversations with our followers. So whether it's your personal Facebook page or your organization's page that you're managing, a plan can help you stay on track. Think before you post and always ask yourself a few questions. Is it important? Is it educational? Is it useful? Or is it potentially hurtful? And that will help you stay away from some of the more negative things that could be posted. I think the third thing is to be aware of your reach. From your personal account, you have the ability to reach friends, coworkers, parents, and friends' parents, as well as the local community and friends of friends. If you're managing your chapter or organization's account, you might be able to reach the local and campus community, advisors and alumni, local Panhellenic groups, and potential new members. And so you can use this knowledge when posting and sharing information to target people outside of your immediate or normal group. Now, I just want you to check out this Facebook graphic and really take in what this is telling us. Every 20 minutes, this is the amount of information that is shared on Facebook. All right, so now to Facebook content. 5 tips for creating compelling content. I think the first thing is get the basics down. Have a good working knowledge of Facebook and how to use it. Be specific and relevant. Make a visual impact. Photos are popular. In the Facebook graphic we just saw, it noted that over 2 million photos are shared every 20 minutes. Definitely become a part of that. Craft compelling content and get your audience involved. Social media is all about relationships and conversations. Talk with your audience, not to your audience. And then I wanted to just share this other Facebook graphic about, Facebook graphic about Facebook photos. And then we'll move to a few things that you can tweet. So you can tweet links to content, which could be links to philanthropy or other events. You can tweet questions to your followers. You can solicit feedback from them. Maybe, how did you like our event last weekend? And get responses that way. You can answer others' questions and engage with them. You can share information that you find online, data, research. You can have conversations on Twitter, and then you can retweet and promote others and add information to retweets to make them more valid. And then here's a Twitter infographic that I thought was pretty interesting. So we talked about brands earlier, and here we have the list of top 15 brands on Twitter in 2011. Like I said, I probably listed a lot of them in the beginning. I'm sure that you probably know what most of these are, if not all of them. And so my question to you is, why do you think that these were the top brands on Twitter? Does anyone have the answer for that? Did we have an answer?
Claire, I have unmuted everyone so they can speak if they so choose.
All right, great. So, does anyone have any idea of why these might have been the top 15 brands on Twitter in 2011? All right. Well, it is because other people are talking about their brands and engaging with them, and that makes that, that boosts your popularity on Twitter. Um, all right. So, one of the things that I think is always a great idea and something that's always okay to do is look to brands, look to people similar to you, and see what they're doing. Follow them for ideas. Look and see what kind of events they're having, what kind of posts they're posting, what kind of content they're creating. And so I have three brands for you tonight that I've chosen. The first is Holy Guacamole, the second is Red Roof Inn, and the third is Lilly Pulitzer. And what I really like about Holy Guacamole on Facebook, and I suggest everyone follow them whether you like guacamole or not, is they are always fun. They always engage their followers, they respond, they do a lot of exciting things, giveaways, guacamole gift baskets, weekly challenges, trivia, you name it. I mean, they're not just about guacamole, especially on Facebook and Twitter. And then the second was Red Roof Inn, and it's funny to me. I don't normally think about looking up hotels on Facebook, but Red Roof Inn does a great job of handling customer service issues, being timely. They respond to complaints in a wonderful way, and I really think that they are able to manage their presence as well, and always in a really positive way. So I think that that's a great thing from them. And then the last one, which you might be familiar with as well, is Lilly Pulitzer. And you can just look at their page and tell that it's fun. It's colorful, it's engaging. They share videos, sneak peeks, pictures all of the time, and it's fun and useful information. So they are someone to look to, just for exciting events and things. So that's going to end the presentation tonight, and the list that I have on the screen now are all of CAPA's official social media presences. We would love for you to join us in conversation, join our groups, and become a part of the conversations that we have going on. So at this point, if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer those questions. If there are no questions, you can always email me. You can email socialmedia@kkg.org. We're happy to answer any of the questions that you might ever have.
Claire, thank you so much for being our presenter this evening and for leading this session. Thank you for all of you for participating this evening. If you have questions or comments about this evening's topic, you may email Claire directly, and her email address is provided right in the chat box on your control panel. If you would like to be more involved in CAPA's virtual training and webinar programs, we would love to have you join our producer team. Please contact Karen Holmes at KKG headquarters for details. The benefits are excellent. The opportunity to support CAPA's webinar program and a front row seat at a terrific presentation is second to none. As we close the webinar, a survey will open on your screen. You'll be prompted to respond to a few evaluation questions. Please take a few moments to share your thoughts on tonight's webinar. Your feedback will help us shape future webinar training events. And as always, if you have any additional questions or comments whatsoever, please send an email to kholmes@kkg.org. Thank you all so very much this evening for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. Bye-bye.